Hello friends! Happy Saturday! I know it's a long weekend, so I may not have many of you tuning in, but I hope you'll catch the replay or when you can. I'm just getting this up on my computer so I can see if anyone is tuning in. I can comment and chat with you. It is hot where I am. I don't know about where you are. Comment and let me know. Tell me what you're up to this weekend if you are tuning in. So today we are going to have a sneak peek look at a-Bration. So a-Bration starts on August the 3rd. It is a bunch of products that have awesome sort of ability to adapt to our other new catalog with featuring products that coordinate with them. So the penguin paper, there's a deer paper, but today our focus is going to be on the hand penned. So you can see a little bit of a sneak peek there of it. I can't show you the inside because we're not allowed till August the 3rd, but I can show you the product, so that's the beauty of it. So we'll get that out of the way. So here are the gorgeous papers that come in this set. So this is one side of them. So they're normally 12 by 12. I've cut them down to a 6 by 6 size. But aren't these fun? They're all in black and white. So if you loved, if you've loved the hand penned paper, so all these beautiful florals that are in this set, and then the lovely patterns on the back. If you love this pattern paper, which I absolutely do, you are going to absolutely want to get this black and white set because it's gorgeous. So you get 12 by 12 sheets. Like I said, I've cut these down. You're going to get 4 sheets of each of the double-sided designs. So awesome, awesome, awesome pack. So the card that I designed for today has the paper as the background for the card that I've created with the hand pen set. So the stamp there. So I'm doing a little draw giveaway today. So you're going to get a pack of paper with samples of this black and white beautiful stuff here. And then I'm also going to include a sheet which is also in the a-Bration. This camera might go a little wild because this paper is awesome. Look at it. This is called Bedazzling. So it's a 6 by 6 paper. This is also in a-Bration, so free with a $60 purchase. You're going to get 8 sheets, and it's amazing. It is white on the back. It's fairly thicker cardstock, so not like our normal designer paper. But isn't this going to be awesome for any card that you make? Even, you know, added on this one as instead of the purple, doing this awesome paper. So that's going to be my little giveaway. So comment in the comments and I will do the draw before next Saturday, and then I'll let whoever know next week who won. So if you catch it on the replay, you can still participate. Okay, so that is the fun stuff. A couple things, couple sneak peeks into the a-Bration catalog. As well today, I am going to use the In Your Words a-Bration host set. So if you have your brochures, I have mailed some out. If you don't have one, let me know and I'll get you one. But this is the host set that has some nice sentiments and stuff like that in it. So the one I used today was the happy birthday on the card that we're going to make. But it's got some great other sentiments that are good for everything. So that's a good set to look at in the back of the catalog, which I can't show you. But if you have it, definitely go to the back and have a peek. So like I said, we're going to use the hand-penned petals. So this design here. And then I think on the envelope I used the other floral pattern in this one. So this is a beautiful set. I've also used the Tasteful Labels dies, so the sentiment there. I've used the Scallop Contours die, so this waffled edge sort of one, scalloped edge I guess I would call it, and with the stitching I've used that, and then I've also used the penned flowers dies to cut out my flowered stamped there for the front of the card. So those are all the goodies that I've used today. So we'll get our card kit out and we'll create this card together. So if you have all of these items, awesome. If you don't, then you can create with what you have. Any sort of floral pattern will work, or if you want to make it something different, then I'm sure you've prepped the pieces that you need to create what you want to. So it's a pretty easy design. Our base is 5.5 by 8.5, scored at 4 1/4 in the fresh freesia. I've done the designer series paper at 4 and 5 1/4. So it's called Beautifully Penned, and it is beautifully penned. And then I've got a cardstock piece in fresh freesia again, so that one in behind the scallop circle at 3 7/16 and 4 7/8. And then our scalloped die cut, we're gonna layer over top of that. Okay? And then we've got a few other pieces of the die cuts and such. So first, we are going to do our splatter technique. So you're gonna take your fresh freesia marker. I'm just gonna get that out of the way so I don't get splatter everywhere. And you're gonna take your brush tip end, and just on the edge of the lid, you are going to put that brush tip end and you are gonna flick it. And so it's gonna make splatters. So if you hold it farther away, it will leave you sort of lighter splatter, and if you get closer, like right here, you're gonna get sort of a more blotchy look. So it depends on what you want as your final outcome, how far away you wanna hold that marker when you're doing your flicking. But it gives you a nice little background with an easy use of using your marker. Okay, so we've done that. So that is gonna layer on top of our 3 7/16 by 4 7/8 piece. So we'll just attach some dimensionals to the back and have that ready to go. I've got some tape on there to put my twine later on. So I'm just gonna get that ready to layer. And we can go ahead and attach our beautifully penned paper to our card base. And it well, I guess it kind of does have a direction because the flowers, well, maybe not. The flowers kind of look, everything's kind of random, so it doesn't really have a direction. You don't have to watch for that. So you can place that down. And then I'll layer this down as well. So I have offset it a little bit, as you will see sort of from the original. So I'm just gonna go ahead and do that. And then I'll set it aside and we'll deal with our flower and our sentiment. Okay, so I've kind of started to color my flower just because I didn't want to have you watch me coloring flowers the whole time. I've used my blends. So I've used the soft succulent in light on the base of the leaves. I've come in and highlighted with the evening evergreen. So on the, I guess you call them the vines maybe of the leaves. I'm not sure the technical term of it, but I've just highlighted with the evening evergreen to give it a little dimension. Then I've come in with my light and my dark pale papaya. I've colored the base of this flower in the light pale papaya, and I've done the middle section and the highlighting areas with the dark. And then we'll come in with our fresh freesia. So I'm going to use the light to color the base of the flower. And you can use the brush tip or the pointed tip, whichever you're more comfortable in coloring with. Because this is sort of a bigger image, I'm using the brush tip. And to start off with, because I sort of wanted that hand pen sketch drawing sort of look, instead of stamping in the Memento Black, which is normally what we stamp in, I have come in with the Smoky Slate and stamp that base. So I'll hold it up closer so you can see. It's a little bit softer, so it kind of gives, like, you know, you've done a pencil drawing sort of look. So it just looked a little bit nicer to the eye, I thought, with this paper and just this set, because it is hand sketched. Okay, so we've done the light for the base, and then I'll come in with my dark fresh freesia and I'll just do some highlighting. Oops, what's going on here? Oh yeah, it is dark. And so really wherever you like to highlight, I'm sort of just copying off of what I've done on the original. Doesn't look the same. I'm thinking I used a different color and wrote down the wrong one. We'll see in a minute here. I might have used the dark Highland Heather to highlight. But that's okay. It still looks pretty, I think. My blends all sit together in a container, so I very well might have just looked up, grabbed a purple, and then it wasn't the right color. Let's grab our Highland Heather here and do a little bit of highlighting with that and see if that makes a difference. I'm just using the light Highland Heather to come in now. But yeah, I'm pretty sure I used Highland Heather instead. Sorry guys, I gave you the wrong color. I cleaned up my desk before I wrote sort of instructions down. And I just assumed I did it all in the fresh freesia. But boy, was I wrong, hey? Oh well, it is what it is. We've fixed it. So there, that looks better. So I definitely used the Highland Heather as my base color there instead of the fresh freesia. But I think it still looks nice. So whatever color you have using, if you've used the fresh freesia like I did in the instructions, then all is good. All right, so now we're gonna take some linen thread. And so what I did was I cut my die cut with the Tasteful Labels dies, and then I just took a hand punch and punched 2 little circles in the end because that die cut doesn't actually have any circles cut in it, but I wanted to be able to thread my linen thread through. So what I've done is just taken a piece and I'm just going to thread it through the holes, so the 2 ends straight through that hole, or one at a time apparently is how it's going to work today. And then I have just looped my ends back through that hole in order to create a little loop on either side of my greeting here, just to give it a different look instead of just ribbon wrapped around or whatever we normally do. I'm trying to change it up a little bit. So what I'm going to do is I've applied some tear and tape to the back of this already. So I'm going to pull that off because that's going to hold and secure my twine ends where I want it to stick down. So I'm just going to flip it over and make sure I've got it fairly straight. There we go. And then if you've got a little bit too much bulk there on the back, just trim off your linen thread a little bit. Okay, so that's stuck down. That'll hold there for us. So we can peel off our dimensional backs now and stick this to our card front. And so I've put this more straight on, or tried to put it as straight on as I can, because I sort of wanted that offset look, just to create some interest to the front of the card. Okay, so nice and easy, beautiful there. So in the twine, I have double tied it. So I'll do a quick demo here I'll just set it there. So when you have your twine, you just kind of pull off a good section there, and then you fold it back on itself. So you've kind of got like a looped end, but with a good tail on it. And then I just tie my bow like that. And then I play around with the ends, the tail. So one of them will be looped still, so that one still has the loop, which we'll cut off after once we get the bow in the size that we want. I've just pre-done mine to make it quicker and easy, but this is how you do it. And then when you've got it to the size that you want, so that's a decent size, you're just gonna cut that loop so that you have the two tails like you do on the other side, and then you can trim off to whatever length that you want. So that kind of gives you a double bow. And then if you want, you can tug on one side of that to make the inner ones a little bit smaller, or you can have larger loops and then, or have them fairly close to the same as I do in this one. So you can kind of play around and get different looks with that double bow tie, which is kind of neat. Okay, so that's your tip for today for making different loops. So on this one, I have pulled that inner one just a little bit more so that I had a different look than I did on, say, this one. But I can still, after you've cut it, you can still play around with it. So if you wanted it to be smaller, you could definitely just tug on it and then just trim off your tails to match. Okay, so we'll do that. So we'll attach this just sort of above this hole here with a little bit of the tombow. So I'm just gonna do a little dab there. And then I'm gonna take my bow and stick it down and just hold it for a second. So then I took the other flower pattern out of this set, and I stamped my envelope. And then I took this flower and I just kind of did different directions of it on the inside of the card. And if you didn't get this paper, I did see a card created where they had taken this one, and instead of the paper in behind, they just on a white, basic white piece, they stamped that same flower just in different patterns to create a background as well. So you could do that too if you only have the stamp set and don't want to purchase the paper, but I think you'll want it because it's pretty nice. And then we will apply some dimensionals to the back of our flower. Oops, sorry, I'm moving the base around here, trying to get out my dimensionals. There we go. I think we're a little straighter there. Sorry guys, making you dizzy this morning. All right, so I'm just gonna take my flower now. I've got some dimensionals on the back of it, and I'm just gonna tuck it in behind my sentiment tag piece here. That looks pretty good to me. My tails are a bit long. They're blocking my happy birthday here, so I'm just gonna give them a little bit of a trim off. And with the linen thread, sometimes you just have to play with it for a little bit to get it in the right direction. When it's rolled up on these spools, it tends to have a mind of its own when you cut off and make a bow with it. It doesn't always cooperate, so sometimes you just have to sort of tug and move it around and sort of get it in where you want it. Just hold the center of your knot and then just sort of pull. And I pull it with a little bit of force to get it to where I want it. Okay, so we'll attach our inside. So again, just to get that pencil-like sketch, I stamped it in the smoky slate. All right, and so we'll just make sure our border's even there. Looking pretty nice, eh? I hope your guys' is as beautiful. If you've used something other than, or if you have created exactly how I've done, post it in the comments. I would love to see your cards. And then I'm using the In Color Jewels in the Fresh Freesia. Oops, running away on me. Oh, hang on, we got a double stacking going on here. So they're self-adhesive. If I've got any new viewers or new to the products. So when I just lifted that, it sort of took off and stuck to the other one. But it's great that they're self-adhesive, because really you just pick them off and place them down where you want them. And you don't have to fuss around with any sort of adhesive that way. So that is that pretty, pretty card. I think it turned out pretty nice. What do you guys think? Pretty nice, right? So that is the card with the beautifully penned, and most definitely it is beautifully penned in the black and white from the Bration catalog. Also, one of our artisan design team members posted the other day on a site that demonstrators can be a part of and check out. Tammy Wilson is her name. She created this card. I haven't put a greeting on it yet, but she used the beautifully penned paper as well. So I basically just recreated, other than the sentiment that she had on hers, her card exactly. So kudos to her in creating this. It's beautiful, and I wanted to just showcase it. So the beautifully penned paper, the tailored tags, dies, and then the brilliant wings. I always want to call it beautiful wings. Butterfly die cut, and then just a simple sentiment, or just leaving it blank, whatever. And then she's used a bit of twine up here to sort of tie her tags together. Yeah, I've totally cased this from her, other than putting a sentiment on it. So Tammy Wilson is the creator of this card, but it features that paper, and it's just gorgeous. Just gorgeous. So like I said, the catalog is going live on August the 3rd till September, the end of September, the 30th. So for every $60 or $120 purchase that you make during that time period, you'll get to choose products. So this beautifully penned, that fun, sparkly, dazzling diamonds paper, and then there'll be a few others. So what I'm gonna do, instead of doing a catalog launch party, I'm actually going to do like sort of a series of featuring these products instead. So throughout the month of August, I'm just in the process of creating samples and stuff like that for it. So yeah, we'll kind of do a feature, show you, and then you'll get to see all the products. I will do the annual catalog. I don't have one handy beside me, unfortunately. Hang on 2 seconds and I will grab one. As well, so that you get to see the products if you haven't gotten a catalog. And like I said, if you need one, let me know. I'll get one in the mail to you. You'll be able to see them online. I will post the links when you can look at them, and those will be on my blog, and I'll post a link as well in the Facebook page when we're allowed to. So definitely check these all out. There's some great products here. Even if you're not a Christmassy card maker, there's some great fall stuff, some Halloween. I've gotten so much product. I probably have most of the catalog, to be honest with you. I do have all of the products except for 1 or 2 products out of the Bration that I'll be able to show you, just because I'm not getting the coordinating products with it, so I didn't get the items out of here. Like this paper, I'm probably not going to use. I'm a minimal holiday card maker, and so some of the products just didn't speak to me, but that's okay. They might speak to you. So and who knows, once you get dollars to spend, you just start buying stuff because you need to just collect it all. yeah, and then if you want to get the hand penned paper, if you haven't got it already, the designer paper sale is going on until the end of, or not, sorry, the end of the month. Today's the end of the month. Oh my goodness, where is the year gone? It's on till August the 2nd. So you've got a few more days to take advantage of 15% off of select papers in the catalog. So yeah, definitely get this hand penned, because you'll absolutely love this collection. It's gorgeous. And then that black and white to add to it is just gonna step up your card game. Yeah, that's pretty much all I have to share with you today. So stay tuned, keep checking the page and watching for announcements, events, that sort of thing. I'm obviously taking the month off to create new product, get classes ready and situated for September. I'm working a lot in my daytime job, so I don't have a whole heck of a lot of time, so which is why I put classes on hold for the month. But I am slowly getting back into it here as we slow down again a little bit. So definitely keep an eye open for all the new fun stuff coming. If you have any questions, I am here at any time of the day and night, actually, because I work till probably midnight as well at my nighttime job. So you can text me, call me, whatever. I'll answer whatever you need. And if you'd like to say you don't have a catalog, let me know, because I'd be happy to get you one. So I hope you enjoyed what we created today and Tammy's Wilson's card. And if you create anything, show me, comment, and you may be a lucky prize winner of the beautifully penned paper and some of that dazzling diamonds, I think it's called, designer series paper as well. Okay, and then I'll send a card as well. Yeah, that's it for today. Enjoy the sunshine if it's shining, where you are. And I will see you next Saturday with something else out of the Bration catalog. And I hope you have a wonderful day. Thanks for tuning in. Paper hugs, everyone. Bye-bye.